Hello and welcome to another edition of the Nate Moore Show. Our show brought to you each week by Reliable Heating and Cooling. I'm your host, Dave Sheets. Along with me is head coach Nate Moore of the Massillon Tigers. Coach, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
Your Tigers went on the road last Friday night and came away with a shutout, 33-0, a victory at Mansfield. It looked like your team played well in all three facets of the game. Is that accurate?
I think so. Really happy with our defensive performance. We did a nice job against the run and got after the quarterback. But we tackled well. And I think we did well on offense. I think there's some things that we want to improve in the throw game, but overall, I think we did well. And special teams, I think, had another great day. Really good on kickoff return again. Good on our kickoff team. I thought our kicker and punter had probably his best day of the year. Nolan Hendricks. So yeah, we played pretty well.
Let's talk about Nolan for just a moment. He had 2 field goals, and then you also had 3 extra points from Vinny Keller. Talk about those 2 guys in your kicking game.
Those guys are. We feel like we've got 2 good kickers, and those guys are pretty much in competition every day. So it's kind of week to week where we're going with that, but we feel good about both of them. A junior and a sophomore, so you feel good about that too.
On your special teams as well, it's very seldom to get a punt block, but your team got 2, and then you had 1 returned for a touchdown. Tell us about that.
Yeah, I mean, we got after them. They tightened down their splits because we were basically bringing pressure in all gaps, and you got to protect the inside gaps first, and that gave us Maverick Clark off the edge, and he was untouched and had the speed and length to get there, and had a nice block. So then I think it was Marcus Moore that tipped the second one. Mm-hmm. It wasn't as clean of a block, but I think he got it. So I mean, the statistics on winning games after a block punt are pretty sky high. So it's good to get one of those.
Will Trell Hartson had another big game. He had over 100 yards rushing. Wanted to focus on wide receiver Ardell Banks this week. 3 catches, 58 yards, including a great 51-yard TD play. Tell us more about that play between your quarterback, Jalen Slaughter, and Banks.
So we have a kind of a dual play call. We have a run called, and we have what we call a tag screen on the edge with our receivers. And the quarterback makes a decision about, does he have the best look for our play in the box, or is the box a little heavy and he wants to go outside to the tag screens? We have leverage on the Sam linebacker. There's a lot of things that go into that. Made a good decision, and he throws a tag screen to the boundary, and we get a good block by Kyler Wiggins on the play, and Ardell actually takes it outside the block, which is not exactly where it's designed to go, but I think it confused the guy that was blocked a little bit, and he goes straight down the sidelines for a touchdown, so it works out. So, it's a good play.
We'll have more with the coach in just a few moments here on the Nate Moore Show, but first this word from Reliable Heating and Cooling.
There was a time when 10 miles to the gallon was acceptable. Today's 40-plus mile-per-gallon cars weren't even in the rearview mirror back then. Of course, this Lennox air conditioner wasn't on the radar either. It's solar-ready, the quietest, most energy-efficient air conditioner you can own. It's time to live in the now.
Call Reliable Heating and Cooling for the most advanced technology in heating and air conditioning. When you're ready to live in the now, call Reliable Heating and Cooling.
Lennox, innovation never felt so good.
And thanks to Reliable Heating and Cooling, welcome back to the Nate Moore Show. Joining me now is Harry Haynes from the Massillon Tiger Football Booster Club. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate that. Thanks for having me.
First of all, how did you become involved with the Booster Club?
Well, I was born into a Massillon family back in 1973. Lived here my entire life. My father graduated from here in 1960. It's been a part of our family since then. Since my year of birth, 1973, my dad bought me a Booster Club membership every year up until I graduated in 1992. You were one of my former teachers. Thanks for having me back, by the way. It just wanted to be, really wanted to come back and be a part of the program in any way, shape, and form that I could, and it seemed like that this was the best opportunity for me.
Well, a lot of people recognize the name, the Massillon Tiger Football Booster Club, but what is this club exactly?
Well, it's a link between the community and the program within itself. Like I said, you know, for former players, alum, people from outside the community that really want to be a part of the community, it's a link between the program and the community, and the best way to support that.
Can you tell us about the early years of the Booster Club and the year it was formed?
So it was formed in 1934. So I am the 89th president of the organization. And through Paul Brown's years and the head coaches, they've came together and really wanted to build a support organization that could support the team and the program through the local community. And that's everything from equipment that may not be provided by the school, food, nourishment, mentorship through the Sideliner program, coordinating with the Tiger Moms and local businesses to bring support to the team.
Now, you mentioned you're the president, and that, of course, can involve a lot of different things, but can you kind of streamline that job for us?
So at the completion of the previous year, a group of the most recent past president and the 5 previous presidents get together and they go through a selection committee of the vice presidents and the junior board members that are in play currently. And they go through an interview process, and as you apply and you agree to take the next step to becoming president, you're indoctrinated around, say, the end of December, right when the end of season awards banquet goes on from the previous year. And then it's pretty much wheels up from there. You're in charge of the entire organization, ensuring that the continuity is there, like I said, linking the community and the program in itself, ensuring that all of the fundraising opportunities are being met, and just the needs of the team, the coaches, and the community to ensure that we have a successful upcoming season.
Now, we've talked a little bit, but I want to expand a bit on the structure of the Booster Club. How is it laid out with your officers and maybe some committees?
Okay. So, like I said, I'm the 89th president. There are currently active 105 junior and senior board members. And then we have approximately, I want to say that the most recent numbers around 497, almost 500 current memberships throughout the planet. The actual junior and senior board are the ones that do the majority of the heavy lifting. So the junior board is comprised of individuals throughout the community who want to be a part of the program, the Beat McKinley Parade, fundraising committees, the beat signs that you see all over town, the Tiger Moms, the Sideliners, all of those things come into fall underneath the junior board side of the Booster Club within itself. It's actually a 4-tier system. We have a senior board, which is comprised of all of the past presidents. And once you go through your presidency, you're inducted into the senior board, and then you have vision of the entire program for the rest of your existence. Hopefully stay within the community, but we have a lot that have relocated down to Florida, some out in California. I believe we have one out in Alaska, and we hold meetings quarterly and monthly via Zoom to where all of the past presidents can reach out and be a part of it and still know what's going on and have some input and some say. And then they're actually the governing body, and then I'm the president of the junior board, which is governed by the senior board. And I have 4 current vice presidents. You're putting me on the spot here. Ed Starcher, Jim Mattigli, Rob Mailer, and Bill Perini are my 4 current vice presidents. And one of those 4 will step into the presidency role next year. And then we have a division of the Booster Club, which are the Sideliners. Each current varsity player is assigned a mentor that ensures that they're on the right path, not just academically or athletically, but gives them somebody to rely on and a mentor it's a program that builds friendships for years to come. I still have contact with the sideliners that I had through my varsity time here in the program. And this year, this is my first year actually taking on a player for the program, and I hope to continue that relationship as long as it's possible. The other side of that, we have the Tiger Moms program. Every Tiger has a mom or a guardian or someone that's responsible for that Tiger, and we bring them in with open arms, hoping that they'll assist and provide things for the players, not so much monetarily, but serving team meals, support, decorating lockers, that kind of thing. And then we have the community side, which is the general membership that we're always looking for new membership.
Speaking of that, what's the easiest way somebody can become a member of the Massillon Tiger Football Booster Club?
So if somebody that you know is a Booster Club member, you can go that route. You can also visit our website, MassillonTigers.com, and join via that route, or any school administrator will be able to point you in the right direction. Or you can reach out to me personally. I'm on the webpage, and we can talk about things and what avenue of approach that you'd like to be a part of.
Harry, tell us a little bit about the Booster Club Endowment Program.
So the endowment fund was an idea that kind of was being talked about right pre-pandemic. The pandemic years were really difficult in regards to fundraising. Everybody was having a really difficult time. Attendance was limited due to COVID restrictions and all of those things. So we tried to come up with a way to ensure that not only the next 10 years, but the next 125 years of Massillon Tiger football is taken care of. So we developed an endowment fund that's non-touchable for the next 10 years to ensure that the foundation of Massillon football and the program itself will be taken care of financially through the years to come.
And then finally, tell us more about the OB license plate scholarships.
So Mary Strugel back in 2012 was the spearhead for that program. As you see in the parking lot of Washington High School here, or all over the community in the state, you see the little OB on the license plates that are provided by the state of Ohio. We're the only high school in the state of Ohio that actually has an emblem, our emblem, on license plates. So as you purchase those, a portion of your license fee comes back to the Massillon Tiger Football Booster Club, which in turn funds the annual scholarships that the Booster Club provides to players, trainers, anybody that's affiliated with the Massillon Tiger football program can apply for these scholarships. There are a couple of requirements to apply. You have to have greater than a 3.0 average. You have to be a part of the program in some facet, and you cannot be receiving a full ride scholarship for any reason to an academic university.
We certainly appreciate your time here today.
No, I appreciate you having me back. It's a blessing to be a part of the program.
It's good to see you.
You too.
Harry Haynes is the current president of the Massillon Tiger Football Booster Club. He joins us this week on the Nate Moore Show. Stick around, more after this timeout.
STEM is everywhere, like here, behind the scenes of The Walking Dead.
Cut, we got it.
And for every moment like this, there's a crew of people using STEM to bring the dead to life.
We had 30 minutes to make one of Norman Reedus' outfits. Look 7 years old. When we break down clothes, we tumble it with sodium phosphate, rock salt, and dish detergent.
We stitched together images of our model and created a 3D set that could be walked through in a VR headset. It looked like you were actually standing in the room.
There's so much technology involved in directing. We're able to turn 12 walkers into 1,000 walker horde.
That idea became this design, which turned into this set, and that costume worn by that walker who was having a really bad day. STEM can create new worlds on and off the screen. What will you make with STEM? Get inspired at shecanstem.com.
And welcome back to the Nate Moore Show. Coach, we just heard from Harry Haynes, the new president of the Tiger Football Booster Club. We both know how important the Booster Club is for the football program. How about you share some of your thoughts on that organization?
Extremely important. There are things that, especially during the season, that I just don't have time to deal with. As far as the logistics and getting the team fed, and setting up those things with businesses and getting meals donated, or getting somebody to donate money that we can apply to a meal, and all those things. And our Booster Club does a phenomenal job. And probably the best compliment I can give them is back. I know Harry talked about the 2020 season with the pandemic, and so when we kind of were figuring out that this was going to be a tough year, and we were probably going to have to lean out. I go to the booster club and I say, listen, we can cut here. Like, we don't have to get this year. We don't have to get this. And their message to me was, if it's for the kids and that's what we do, then we're doing it, and we'll figure out a way. And I can't believe that there's a whole lot of booster clubs in the state of Ohio that were able to continue to operate during 2020 the way we were, and our kids would have never known as far as the things that we're able to do for them, whether it's meals, whether it's the gear that the kids get that the booster club supplies for them. And I was fully prepared to we're going to tighten our belts and we're going to cut here and cut there, and they said absolutely not. If it's for the kids, we're going to do it. So love our booster club. They do a phenomenal job for us.
Next up on the schedule, the Warren Harding Raiders. It's another team that the Tigers have faced many times in the past. Tell us a little bit about this rivalry over the years.
It's our second most played game. It's an All-American Conference rival. It's important to our community. It's important to our players. We're looking forward to Warren Harding coming to town.
I know they've had some really good teams the last 3, 4, 5 years. What about this year's edition of the Raiders?
Well, the most important guy they have back is the quarterback, Dallas Jett. If anybody that was at the game last year, we got absolutely torched in the secondary. I think he threw for close to 400 yards and a bunch of touchdowns, and he's back. So we have to contend with the quarterback, and if we can slow him down, that's going to go a long way towards winning the game. So scheme-wise, what will you see from their offense and defense? Offensively, they're pretty similar to us, really. They operate out of a base set with 3 receivers and a tight end fullback, and move around and run some gap scheme, run some zone. And then defensively, they're 4-3 over front. They've been playing a lot of cover 2, which we don't see a whole lot of that. Typically a 2 shell is going to be more quarters based from what we see, but they usually play us with 1 high defense, cover 3, cover 1. So we'll be prepared for both, but they've shown a lot of cover 2 this year, so we'll see.
You mentioned the quarterback. How about on defense? They have a particular unit or a particular player you're watching?
Defensively, so the Jet kid plays on both sides of the ball. He's definitely their best corner, if not their best defensive back. He plays with a lot of confidence, athletic. He can run, physical. I like both their safeties. Really, I really like 6. I think he's a good player, and I think 58 is their best defensive lineman. He's an interior guy, not huge, but plays with a lot of heart. I think that's their defense.
That's great. Well, best of luck this week.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank Coach Moore, along with Harry Haynes from the Tiger Football Booster Club, for joining us on the Nate Moore Show this week. We're brought to you all season long by Reliable Heating and Cooling. I'm your host, Dave Sheets. Thanks for watching, and as always, go Tigers.
Hello, and welcome to the Stark County Humane Society. Today we're going to give you a few pointers when considering adopting a new furry friend. All animals here at the Stark County Humane Society are spayed, neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, dewormed, and if old enough, heartworm tested for our canine friends. Adopters will receive a free exam within 2 weeks of adoption at local veterinarian hospitals. We encourage all adopters to take full advantage of this. A one-time adoption fee is required for your new furry friend. When you adopt, you get an awesome adoption packet that includes treats for your new fur baby and savings for you. But this is not where the cost of adoption stops. Did you know the average cost of an animal like a new puppy or kitten can cost up to $500 annually? This includes annual veterinarian visits, preventative care, and everyday supplies like crate, litter, food, toys. But I hope this doesn't scare you away. Adopting an animal is a huge responsibility and a commitment. Please take the time to consider the cost of adopting a new pet into your family today. I hope to see you soon at the Stark County Humane Society. Please visit our website or visit us on social media for more information.
Massillon City Schools is proud to have one of the top career technical education programs in the state of Ohio, recently receiving a #1 ranking of the 93 districts in the area of achievement. Our Career Technical Education Department offers 14 pathways preparing students for college and careers. All students have the opportunity to participate and compete in their career technical student organization, as well as obtain valuable experience in the field while earning aligned industry credentials and/or college credit in high school. Visit massillonschools.org for more information.
Welcome to another edition of Swing, featuring Tiger Swing Band director Jason Neel. We're on the air every Wednesday night following the Nate Morris Show. Swing is brought to you by Johnny's Music Shop. I'm your host, Gavin Griffiths, and I am with me is Mr. Neel. Welcome to the show, Mr. Neel.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. This past Friday night, the Swing Band was busy performing at the Mansfield game. Tell us more about that performance.
Well, this is the third week of the season, and I'm noticing that the band's starting to get better each week. The overall performance I'm even more pleased with than the last 2 weeks. This was the third week in a row doing the same halftime show. And at this point, I'm just noticing small things that we still want to improve upon, but very pleased with the progress of the band at this point. And we had a really good reception from the Mansfield crowd. I think they really liked our show, and it was good to perform that for another group of people who hadn't seen it yet. And just a reminder that that was a good first swing show that we did, and we're proud of the kids for it.
We had several days last week that were extremely warm and humid. How do you and your staff make sure that your students are protected from the heat?
Well, that's tough on our practice field. There is no shade anywhere. So, we try to make sure we're watching the water intake, allowing them to have some breaks in there. And we also try to keep our high impact marching to a minimum during those rehearsals. We only do what we really need to do, and we'll give some what we call the more low impact marching, where we're learning drill or where we're just, let's say, singing through a show rather than playing through a show, and we try to be conscious of that. But it's tough on our practice field to really protect them from the heat when there's no shade. But we're doing the best we can.
The Swing Band's halftime shows are always enjoyable to watch. How are your band's halftime shows different from typical halftime shows from other high school bands?
Well, that's an interesting question. One of the things I think that sets us apart from other bands is that we do a different halftime show for each home game. There are other bands that do multiple halftime shows, but we work really hard to do something new each time we're at home. But I'd also say another thing that sets us apart is the amount of home games that we have. Being an independent and not part of any other league, we have typically more home games than other bands. So that's always a challenge for us throughout the season. And another thing that I think that I personally do when I design a show is I have a lot of movement. I mean, the band's moving a lot from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. And if you watch us maybe compared to some other bands where we might be moving a little bit more often, that's not always true, but I would say typically that might be true. It's tough to say. There's a lot of bands that do a lot of great shows, and every band has its unique style and something that it does well. From time to time, our kids will see other bands and go, well, why can't we do that? And I have to remind them that, hey, we do a lot of stuff that's unique to just us. So you can't be everything. So you gotta embrace who you are and do that the best you can. So that's what we try to do here in Massillon.
Yes, sir. We will have more with Jason Neel here on Swing, but first, a word from Johnny's Music Shop.
Johnny's Music Shop at 2492 Lincoln Way East welcomes you to come and be a part of our musical family. Come check out our drum section for sticks, heads, and percussion accessories fit for the garage or any school band. If you're looking for new or used guitars, come play a while, or come grab a cable, some picks, or your favorite set of strings. We also stock the school band books, as well as preferred name brand reeds, stands, cleaning kits, oil, and other accessories for the band. We are very proud to offer name brand band instrument rentals with absolutely no credit check required. All repairs are professionally done in-house on everything from guitars to brass and woodwinds. We're happy to be here for you at Johnny's Music Shop for any stage in life.
Thank you, Johnny's Music Shop, and welcome back to Swing. Mr. Neel, can you share with us some of the most memorable things that either you or the brand in general have experienced in your time here at Massillon Washington High School?
Well, that's another interesting question you got there. That's a hard one because this is my 17th season here. There's been so many great experiences. So as I think back through that time, I think of my first game here was just extremely memorable, and I think every new marcher's first time marching in Paul Brown Tiger Stadium has to be a similar memorable experience. Just how amazing it is what we do here in Massillon on Friday nights. I think of McKinley games over the past, just how exciting it is to be part of that rivalry all week long. I think of some of the band shows we've been to, especially the Buckeye Invitational that we've been to numerous times. It's exciting to march in Ohio Stadium with all the tradition down there as well, and to get to see that band. I think about some of the times in the Armory before the game that we get to spend as a band getting ready for these games. It's just exciting to march out of there and just be so excited to go and take the field each week. And there's been some really great shows over the years. I mean, that's a loaded question there, but I will say that there's a lot of great memories being part of this band, and I hope the students experience that as well.
Besides the swing band, what other band classes are offered here at the high school and at the junior high?
Well, we have 3 concert bands that meet every day, our wind orchestra, symphonic band, and freshman concert band. And those 3 bands actually make up the swing band. So once the swing band season's over, we'll turn our attention to doing more of the concert side of things, concert music, stage performances. We also have jazz orchestra that meets Mod 4 every day here. There's a rock and roll history course that Mrs. Smithheisler teaches here at the high school. And then we have, from that, we have opportunities for solo and ensembles that students can participate in an adjudicated competition, so to speak. Let's see, at our junior high, we have, 4 different bands based on the grade level, grade 5, 6, 7, 8th grade band, and then there's a jazz band there that'll start meeting after schools once the swing band season is over. I know there's a lot of general music courses that are taught also at the junior high. So hopefully there's something for everybody if they want to get involved in music here in Massillon.
The In Your Band review is set for Saturday, September 17th at Paul Brown Tiger Stadium. What can you tell us about this year's review?
Well, the best thing I can say right now is to head to tigerswingband.com and check out the information about all the bands that are coming. I think we have 9 visiting bands. Our alumni band is going to be performing, so call out to all the alumni band members out there. Saturday, September 17th, there's going to be a rehearsal at 2 o'clock, and then we're going to feed them as well as the current band dinner again this year. So a nice kind of reunion moment there for those who've marched in the alumni band before. we'd love to see as many people come back. And then they will march, they'll be the first band of the second half of our show that night. But it starts at 7 o'clock. Tickets are available before the event. You have to purchase your tickets that day. And we're just looking forward to another great show. It's always a fun time because we can sit all of the bands on the west side and everybody gets a great view of a lot of great bands. So come out and see the Tiger Band Review on September 17th.
And finally, tell us about this week's new halftime show for the Warren Harding game on Friday night.
This week, we're excited to be participating in Military Appreciation Night, which is becoming a yearly thing here at the stadium, but we don't always do a patriotic show. But this year we are. We're doing some patriotic music in conjunction with our Military Appreciation Night. We're excited about it. We're going to do a song called Main Street America to open up this show, and it's got Your Grand Old Flag and all of the military service songs in it, which is kind of a neat arrangement. Then we're going to do American Patrol, which is a jazz song that we've done, so we're going to use that for our military appreciation, and we're going to end with God Bless America, great big finale. So we're excited about this week's show and getting to be part of the military appreciation, kind of really recognizing all the men and women who have served our country. We're grateful for that, and I think that's important to continue to pass on to the next generation that we are free because so many people have stepped up and been willing to serve the country. So
this will do it for this edition of Swing for this week. Swing is brought to you each week by Johnny's Music Shop. I'm your host, Gavin Griffiths. Thank you for watching, and always, go Tigers.
Our family relies on the internet every day. We both work from home at times, so our Wi-Fi has to be fast and reliable. We learn with it, laugh with it, and count on it for lots of devices in our home.
Your family depends on quality internet and Wi-Fi. That's why MCTV provides internet speeds and whole home Wi-Fi to keep you close to what matters most. To learn more about our internet and Wi-Fi options, visit mctvohio.com.